Hey friends, it's Peggy Hall here, and I am back with the Healthy American Morning. This is Tuesday, and it is December 7th, and we are talking about elevating your thinking, elevating your feelings, elevating your actions, elevating your physical health, and elevating those that you actually spend time with. We'll talk about that a little bit later this week. Today, we are going to focus on your feelings. That is a favorite topic of mine on this show. And I want to share with you my tips and tools and tricks and techniques and resources and remedies and solutions and strategies. And I love hearing from you as well. Before we dive in, we are going to hear from the sponsor of the Healthy American Morning. Let me take you right on over to glowwithpeggy.com. And this is all about ageless glow. I know some of you know about this product because you have given me feedback. You are using it. I am using it, and I would like to bring a brief message to you from the sponsor of this video. And this is what I'd like to tell you is that there is a new study highlighting some important facts about our wrinkles. And in this study, women were asked how their mood would change if they looked younger. Now, 31% of these women said that they would feel more confident, and 15% said that they would feel more like themselves. 11% said that they would feel more relaxed, and 9% said that they would feel happier. So we can see that our confidence can be tied directly to our appearance. And unfortunately, wrinkles and sagging skin can hold us back from feeling that happiness that we deserve. So I highly recommend Glow with Peggy. I could not believe how effective this rejuvenating serum has been. And, within no time, my skin felt smoother and firmer. And it's really the only anti-aging serum that really works for me. And if you want help restoring your youthful glow, you will love Glow with Peggy. And you can get up to 38% off for the next 24 hours by going to glowwithpeggy.com. Before we dive in, actually, I usually save this until the very end, but I can't wait to show you a couple of amazing things that I've gotten from you wonderful, healthy Americans. And this was a gift from Martina. Martina, thank you so much. And she said, Peggy, thank you for everything you do. I know you like pineapples. So when I saw this, I thought of you. Look at this. How adorable is that? There are these little pineapples on the beach and a surfing pineapple. And of course, I love the pink sunglasses and the pink hibiscus, and that just looks incredible. I am filming this in the beginning of December, but this just makes me feel like summer. So thank you so much, Martina. I really appreciate that. And then I do have one more that I'll share with you at the end of the broadcast. Your cards and letters and encouragement mean so much to me, and I love being here to encourage you. We talk a lot about our emotions and guarding our heart. The Bible says we are supposed to guard our heart because that is where our life comes from. Now, think about some of the expressions that we have. I'm heartbroken. It was heart-wrenching. I left my heart in San Francisco. Wow, I don't think you want to leave anything in San Francisco these days. We don't say things like, oh, I left my liver in Louisiana. It's the emotions are seated in our heart. And many of us feel that our emotions just happen and we have no control over them. And I thought that way myself for a long time. In fact, it seemed to me that feelings would just come and go, and that I would gauge my life and base my life on my feelings. And it wasn't until several years ago that I realized that I could actually control my feelings, control my emotions. And I did that by selecting the thoughts that I wanted to think about. And then those thoughts would influence and impact my feelings. I've done many shows here where I say that all emotions are valid. And that is absolutely true. I am the last person who is going to say, you shouldn't feel that way. In fact, that's the exact opposite of what I believe and what I teach. all emotions are valid. All emotions can be instructive. We can learn from our emotions. My goal and what I hope for you and for myself is that there are a couple of different extremes. One is that we don't feel the emotions whatsoever. Do you know people like that who just put their emotions in a box? They put the box on a shelf, or they bury those emotions so deeply that you never can actually get a read on how they're feeling. They're just constantly and consistently like this, sort of flat. There are not a lot of highs, not a lot of lows. Now, some people are on medication, and these medications are actually designed to keep you just at this flat level. I remember years ago in college, I had a college roommate who said that she wanted to live more flat, that she did not want to have the highs and the lows. I want it all, bring it on. I want all of the emotions in life. I want to experience life to the hilt, or as a second cousin of mine says, to the holt. I like to make up my own words too. I think that makes the language so interesting and rich. So I want to experience the vastness of life. I want to experience the depths of grief, because I know that that is a testimony. It is a really a way of demonstrating how much something meant to me, and then I lost it. I want to feel those elation highs. I want to feel euphoric with joy and bliss and everything else. I want to feel frustrated. I want to feel angry, because that tells me that I am pushing against something that is not right, that is an injustice. I want to feel tears. I want to feel compassion. I want to feel curious. I want to feel puzzled. I want to feel challenged. I want to feel the entire range of emotions, because God has created us to feel these things. So I am the last person to ever say, don't feel that way. That's not valid. Quit crying, move on. That's not who I am. And I don't think that is helpful in life. Many of us are told that, quit your crying or I'll give you something to cry about. We may have grown up in families where either the parents were very explosive, so we would hide in the room because we didn't want to trigger their rage, or maybe the parents were absent, or maybe they were so cold and aloof that we never felt love or even anger or frustration or disappointment because emotions were not allowed. I'm giving some very strong generalizations, because we can usually we fall along that continuum somewhere along the line. There are those that are so emotional that it's difficult for them to even make a sentence, a coherent sentence, because they are so wrapped up in their emotions. They're so afraid what others are going to think. And then there are those that are completely kind of like psychopaths, and they could care less, and they have no sense of emotion or caring for others. Those are really extremes. Most of us fall somewhere along the road. And what I am here to say is that emotions can be useful, they can be instructive, we can grow from them. My hope for myself is that I don't get stuck in the emotion. What does that mean? How do you know you're stuck? You're stuck if you can't move forward in life. You're stuck if you are always procrastinating. You're stuck if you are always late. You're stuck if you never see something through. You're stuck if you can't move on from past hurts and harms. You're stuck if you have any issues with overeating, over drinking, oversleeping, overworking, promiscuity, not keeping your promises, anything else that shows that there are emotional wounds that have not been addressed yet. So I am not a therapist. I am a friendly friend who just wants to offer some friendly options and things that have worked for me. So when it comes to elevating your emotions, let me say a couple of things. Number one, emotional maturity, meaning you're not a child any longer throwing a tantrum at the age of 3 or 5 or 15 or 50. You're not throwing a tantrum because you are able to maintain composure, even though you may be feeling those emotions and the whole gamut of emotions. Now, you know, and I know that I do flip my lid from time to time, and I go on my rants. And I know that some of you love that. And that is part of the reason, because I know it will be received in a situation where I'm not going to harm anyone. I'm not driving. I'm not putting my fist through the wall. I'm not in a heated conversation with someone face to face. So I don't like to use that word safe, but let's just say that it's a safe place for me to release these emotions. And it is important for you to release these intense emotions safely. Please go back and watch the whole series I had about releasing intense emotions. I think it was called Expressing Intense Emotions. Now, Emotional maturity is where you can feel those things, but you either wait to express them later, appropriately, suitably, yes, in a mature manner. And the other thing is I remind myself that I have the ability to maintain more than one emotion at the same time. Here's an example. I can be very sad. I can be grieving. I can be depressed, maybe not depressed, but I can be nostalgic and I can be melancholy. I can have a deep, intense longing for my loved ones who have passed on. Okay, that's a very vivid feeling that I have frequently, probably daily, where I wish, oh, I wish my mom was here and I could talk to her about this. Or, oh boy, my dad would really love doing that. Or my brother, my sister, or even friends that I no longer see. There is an intense longing that I experience. Now, in the old days, and when I was not as emotionally mature, I could allow that feeling of intense longing to pull me under the waves, and everything else in my life would be clouded, kind of like the um, trails. I don't know if I can say that here. I think you know what I'm talking about, the spray in the air. And you know how that just puts a cover over everything? I really hate seeing it. It's very, very depressing to me. Feeling these feelings can be very depressing. And in the old days, I thought that if a feeling popped up, it was something that I had to pay attention to, that I had to give into, that I had to allow to take over my life. And then that whole day would be clouded and I would be stuck in that emotion of deep longing, of grief, of yearning and frustration and sadness and all those things that go along with it. I've learned that I can maintain more than one emotion at the same time. I can feel the longing for my loved ones who have passed. And at the same time, I can feel joy and I can feel gratitude for the years that we had together. I can consciously choose a thought of a wonderful memory that I had and a wonderful time that we had. And I can focus on that, not to erase the grief and the longing and the missing. No, 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 no. But to allow those emotions to exist at the same time, at the same place, in the same moment. It actually makes my life richer. So if I see a beautiful scene and I'm thinking, oh, my dad would love that, he would have painted it. And instead of allowing that feeling to drag me under and color the rest of my day and have me live in sadness and heaviness, I can still feel the longing, the wistfulness, the desire, and at the same time enjoy the beauty and actually draw in feelings such as, I bet my dad is encouraging me and he's saying, it's gorgeous, Peg. Yes, I'm painting that up here in heaven. I can fill in the blank with any imaginary thoughts that I like. And that's the point of this broadcast. Your thoughts actually influence your emotions. And I want to think higher thoughts. Yesterday, we talked about selecting the thoughts that are going to elevate my thinking, elevate how I am choosing, what to put into my mental bin. And that can elevate the feelings that I'm feeling. I also will give myself times to feel those things when it's not so debilitating. I don't want to be feeling heavy grief right before I come on to do a broadcast, for example, or when I'm going to be doing some public speaking. I will set time aside for that grieving at the end of the day, maybe while I'm taking a warm bath, maybe early in the morning while I'm journaling. Maybe there's a friend that I can call and we can grieve together. So I will consciously select those feelings and when I'm going to feel them. That is rather an advanced practice. Let me know in a comment below what you think about elevating your feelings. And the takeaway from today's broadcast is that your feelings do not control you. You have the ability to conjure up a feeling that you would like to feel, not one that is fake and phony and anything like that. We've had a couple of comments here. Mama Lula has said, Peggy, I can't feel positive or happy when I see children being abused. And I feel exactly the same way. I cannot feel happy when I see an animal being abused. When I know what is going on in these pharmaceutical companies in terms of animal cruelty and torture in order to create, drugs for humans. None of that makes sense to me. That will have to be a Peggy to the rescue one day. I can start to think those thoughts and feel those feelings, which are very debilitating, or I can switch and choose a thought such as, thank God there are thousands of people that also fight against this. I pray for the day, I look forward to the day when animal cruelty experiments are going to be outlawed. I look forward to the day when parents are going to understand that they no longer want to suffocate their children and impose this child abuse upon them. Thank God I'm not doing that. Look at all of these other parents that aren't doing it. So I will consciously choose a related thought that can help elevate my feelings. And the reason why is this: when we are stuck and mired in the heavy, dark, traumatic feelings that tend to pull us underwater, and we feel that we are stuck and there is no way out, we are less effective in life shining the light of truth. That's been my experience. I am more effective bringing my messages of hope and possibility and adding positive value to your life when I can bring myself up above those stormy seas of life. I'm not in denial of the storm. I am not in denial of the waves, but I selectively choose the thoughts that will help to elevate my emotions. And I will consciously decide when I'm going to feel those, how long, how intensely, and I can start and stop. And that helps me get through life, because heaven knows there are so many heavy emotions, so many heavy challenges that we are going through. Those of you that are struggling right now, I pray for you and I encourage you to take a break from the despair, to take time to go outside, breathe, to watch the sunsets, to see the funny movies, to cuddle with your loved ones or a pet, to prepare a delicious meal, to spend some time pampering yourself, which will also help those emotions and those moods lift. Let me know in a comment below what you do to elevate your emotions, not living in denial, not putting those emotions in a box on the shelf, but also not letting the emotions run wild with you. There is that analogy where you are the passenger in a carriage, and there is the carriage driver and there are the horses. The horses are the emotions, and those horses would run wild unless you had that carriage driver controlling the emotions. The carriage driver is the thoughts, the thinking energy of who you are. The mind can control the horses so they don't run off. And then the beautiful thing is that the passenger is the soul. The passenger is that God-given conscience. The passenger, for example, could be the Holy Spirit. The passenger is that deeper part of you that actually tells the mind what to do to control the emotions. And we will get to that as well, friends. I love, love, love having you on board here at the Healthy American Morning. It's the best part of my day, and I love spending it with you. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love ya tomorrow. You're always a day away. I don't even like that movie, but I like the song. And I like the song because it always gives me hope that tomorrow could be better. And let's plan for that. So we will be talking about, let's see, we've got elevating, how to elevate your thinking, how to elevate your emotions. We are going to be talking about how to elevate your actions. Goodness knows I have taken actions that I regret, that I'm not proud of, but that I have learned from. And that will help instruct me going forward. Thank you, everybody. I love my Healthy Americans here. I am so grateful for those thumbs up, for the shares, for the comments, and for letting others know about the Healthy American Morning. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's one more beautiful card I wanted to send you. Oh, you just look at these colors. You know what I love, this beautiful fuchsia. I'm going to have all these cards on the wall. They light up my life. And this is from Healthy American Jerry, has been with me from the beginning. And Jerry says, "Dear Peggy, this is a gift from our Father in heaven." Thank you, Jerry. "From tree to bee to thee, and also to protect your eyes." I'm going to show you in just a moment. "Sincerely, your brother in Christ, Jerry Dunbar, the Healthy American." Jerry, I appreciate you. He sent me blue blocker glasses. And Jerry, I use those glasses that you sent me when I am on my phone, and I have them next to my phone. I use them every single day. I appreciate you thinking about me. These are blue blockers, friends, because it helps to prevent that blue light. I've had vision problems in the past. I am moving ahead, and I thank God every day that I can see. Now, Jerry sent me when he said, from bee to tree to thee. This is comb honey, and it is his farm, Dunbar Honey Farm. Look at this. And I'm going to put the phone number there, and everybody can order honey from Jerry. This is incredible. It says no antibiotics, no pesticides, no chemicals used in our beehives. And I've already eaten half of it, Jerry. I have honey in my hot lemonade. Actually, I call it honey lime. Now I've got a hot honey lime. How about that? We have a lime tree that is producing an abundant amount of fruit, and I have fresh squeezed organic lime juice in a glass of warm water like you would make for tea. And I've got this delicious Dunbar comb honey. Jerry, I appreciate you. I thank you. Everyone is going to know where they can find you. In fact, the phone number is 586-770-9953, and I will add that to a comment below. Friends, you encourage me. And the reason I share these cards and little goodies is because I want you to be encouraged as well. And something like this just brightens my day. I am so grateful. God is blessing me. I was in deep despair at the beginning of all this hoopla and hogwash. One day soon, I'm going to edit out a piece of the private group concierge call where I share my testimony. I tell you exactly the dark night of the soul, what happened to me and how I came through that. And I hope that that will be of use for you as well. I do have a lot more over at peggyhall.tv. That is the private exclusive video platform. I bring breaking news. I give you my commentary about all this hoopla and hogwash, things that I cannot talk about on this public channel. I will always be here. This will always be free. And if you want to join me over at the exclusive private platform, that is peggyhall.tv. I will see you here in the very next video. And this week on Friday, we're doing a bonus Friday Fun Day. And I would actually, friends, it's going to be at 10:30 on Friday. I realize I have a prior phone call with one of my VIP clients. So make sure that you hop on at 10:30 on Friday, and that will be December 10th. I want to share everything about holiday cookies and baking. Tell me all of your great recipes. It will be so fun, like a good old-fashioned recipe exchange. I can't wait to see you then. In the meantime, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Elevate those emotions, and I'll see you tomorrow.